going on, everybody? I feel like we should be starting with the Tim Robinson SNL sketch where it's like basketball. We're back. Sorare NBA is back. John is back. We've got some sick assets here. We're gonna call it above the cap. I was gonna go below the cap, but that kind of sounded like it was bad. Like I want
Yeah,
to be like above the rim, above the cap.
yeah, I get it.
It works, right?
I'm following your train of thought. I
All
like
right.
it. We were just talking about how good your naming is, right?
Yeah, and then I immediately undercut myself the second we went live. All right, so what we're gonna do today, we had some sweet announcements. I'm gonna have John. I've browsed the blog a little bit. I think I have a good feeling on it. I was poking around on our Discord and my Discord and your Discord, and then the chat. So I got a good feel, I think, for questions. But obviously, I want the chat to fire questions as we go through it. I think what we will do though. As we go through it, if we're talking about a specific part of the blog and you have questions, throw those in there. But if your questions are about different parts of the blog or stuff we haven't gotten to yet, save that for towards the end, just so we're not bouncing all over the place. And because John's like, he knows, we're gonna like some stuff, but you'll also be pissed off about a few things. He was like, let's soften the piss off and give away some NBA tickets. So we're gonna give away. This is our first NBA ticket giveaway of the season. So in order to qualify, you need to subscribe to the channel. You need to, and then put hashtag NBA is back into the chat. And I realized too, I also streamed this over to our Elite Fantasy Sports channel. So if you're watching over there, that's fine too. That will also catch it if you put it into the chat. But if you just make sure you subscribe to all of these things, you know what I'm saying? All right, yeah, let's see. We go NBA. Jamie says NBA London. That's all he said is NBA London. I don't know.
I don't know about that one. That makes it a little harder for me.
Yeah, I don't. Come on. Oh, I see what you're talking about because we get the rumors of like the new league and stuff like that. Okay.
Oh
Oh
no,
no.
You
Actually,
mean they're playing in Manchester?
that's right.
They're playing in Manchester and Berlin, I think, and then Mexico
Yeah,
City.
that's right. That's now. Was the So Rare team like just so super pissed off? Like you had it in our backyard, and now all of a sudden we have to get on a plane for it.
Yeah, we were in Adam Silver's ear the whole pretty much off season once we found out. No, I think they're coming back the year after. Maybe that's like insider knowledge. I'm not even supposed to say. They're going to Paris.
Making news.
They're
Aggregate
going.
them.
They're going to Paris the year after, and then I don't know. It should be cool in London. I'm super excited for the Mexico City one. I can imagine the branding for that's going to be pretty sweet.
Yeah, that will be nice. I know. I think I mentioned this on maybe my channel, but I by accident ended up staying like when I was in Paris over the summer, like very close to the Sower offices,
Dude, I
and
know.
I was
You
just
should
out.
stop by.
Yeah, I was outside screaming like "Bonjour, Nico!" Like I was just
Yeah.
screaming it, but no love,
No,
love back. Let's. Sorry, what'd you say?
no, I was gonna build off of it. It's fine.
You want to go ahead? You can speak French, man. If you
No,
want to
it's all
speak
good.
French.
It's all good. It's all good.
If you're just getting here, you're seeing people put hashtag NBA's back into the chat. That is for a giveaway for some NBA tickets. But let's do some overview here of the announcements today. I think there were a lot of really good things that I think evolved into this new season of Sorare NBA. And then I guess a couple of things that I think people have question marks on. But John, why don't you take us through it a little bit? Like where are you guys at? How are we feeling? Where do you want to start?
Yeah, sure. Let's just start, I guess, at literally the top of the blog. So we've historically started selling cards about a week before the season starts, and that kind of puts the pressure on not only us to sell the cards, but you guys to get a lineup bought and ready in 7 days, essentially. So we had the opportunity to do early access cards this year, which, if you aren't familiar with that is, it's just like the way that football did it, and I'm gonna ruin something. We're gonna do the same thing. It's like they look like microchips, and it's just like the name of the player and the team logo, and it's not the actual photo. So historically, our issue has been we haven't been able to get photos until onto the cards until a week before. But now we don't have to worry about that because we have these early access cards, and just like football, it'll have the same idea of pulling shinies, and you'll have a big reveal ceremony before the season starts. So that'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, we're going to start selling them actually on October 7th in a staggered release. Also a brand new thing, a staggered release. Starting with the West because, I mean, West is the best at this point, which sucks, but I'm the East Coast guy. And then we got the East on the 9th, and then we have rookies on the 13th. So
Yeah.
I think the 7th is a Wednesday, and then the 9th is a Friday. Maybe I'm wrong on that though. And then we got the rookies, which will also have an L10 of 0. I know in the past people have wondered about that, but we're sticking year over year with the same idea of L10s of zeros for those rookies.
Oh, that's great to hear. I'm excited about the 7th or like starting it a little bit earlier. That was always one of the feedback pieces that I would throw out there. And I knew you guys were kind of stuck in a bind because you were waiting for like media days to happen, and the NBA media days just happened so late. So it was cool to see the way you did the rollout over in the football make it to the NBA, because I do think it is a little overwhelming sometimes when people are like, okay, how many auctions do I, or like, how much buying do I need to do here in a very short amount of time to get lineups ready? So I think, not only is it reminding people that So Rare NBA season is back, but it's also that, you'll have a little bit more of an opportunity to like get your squads ready. And Daniel in the chat immediately fact checking John in real time.
I
7th
knew it
is
was
a
going to
Tuesday,
happen.
9th is a
I,
Thursday.
I knew I would get it fact checked, so I'm happy about it. Thank you, Daniel.
That's good.
But yeah, you have about 15 days until the start of the season from when the West starts to sell, and I think we could get like a good amount of cards out there, because I know there's well, obviously I know since I wrote it, it's 4 out of 5 cards you need for in season um, competition, and you can use one classic. So and you get now 5 lineups in each
Yeah.
in-season competition. So that's a lot of cards. That's 25 cards per game week. So we need to get the cards out there and let people buy them and set those lineups.
Yeah, so talk to us a little bit about like you just mentioned that, right? So that there's five in-season lineups instead of the 3 before. Also, just want to point out like the prize pool seems to be not front loaded, but there's some pretty juicy prize pools there, with like every single week being like 2K for first, 1K, and then 600, I believe, for the podium, which I like that it was a pretty flat structure all the way down. And just from dummy on the outside taking a look at it, it was basically looked like you lowered like the threshold for cash, like you got rid of that little min cash, especially with the introduction of Essence and how it's being used now. So you're like, hey, why don't you will focus on that for what the min cash would be, so that we can boost up some of the other prize pools. Was that the thought process when adjusting some of the prize pools?
Yeah, we also have hot streaks now. So that tail end that we like necessarily needed to worry about previously, because we wanted to reward people through a certain percentage, we don't really have to worry about as much anymore, because you can play versus the actual game itself now, not versus like PvP versus everyone else.
Yeah.
So with the addition of hot streaks, if you hit 240 points, you'll get that $5 or something like that.
Okay.
So it's more incentive for us to make the big competitions have that front-loaded prize pool, have that $2,000 for limited, that $3,000 for rare, up to $20,000 for unique and whatnot. So there's a lot of levers that we're able to pull this year that we didn't have previously, and it let us be way more flexible with our prize pool and how we envisioned these game modes should be structured.
One of the things that I was wondering, like, what was the I like, what was the reasoning from the like from a gameplay perspective of why we went from like 3 in season to 5? Like, was there feedback that there was like you wanted to be able to use more of your gallery of your in-season cards? Like, what was the thought process around that?
Damn, this is a good Damien question. I think the process realistically was like, oh, soccer raised the amount of in-season lineups you could have. And it's working pretty well, and people seem to like it. We might as well do the same exact thing.
Yeah.
If you look at it, NBA is very similar to like an individual league that soccer has. So they have like 6 leagues or whatever it ends up being. If you just look at NBA the same way, then like the prize pools, the gameplay all kind of becomes cohesive with one another.
So one of the other, that makes sense. One of the other things, and then we'll get into the hot streaks too, but one of like the points of contention's a strong word, I guess, but one of the things that I keep seeing pop up is the kind of like what the classic has turned into and what that looks like now. And I saw some like energy, I think I'm using the right word, some energy conversation with like, why doesn't it look like the MLB? And that was something that, again, I was lucky enough to have a meeting as we were getting closer to kind of get a feel for what the NBA was going to look like and get some feedback. And I remember being like, oh, I'm surprised by that too. But then like having the what's it called, like the one classic restrictor already in there, is it doesn't really make sense to use essence when you use energy when you already have like one classic. But I guess the question that I was seeing a lot of is like, well, what happens to classic now? And like, I don't know, talk to us, because I know you guys have had conversations about this behind the scenes. Like, what do you guys think of like with classic cards now?
Yeah, so you get 3 lineups per challenger competition, and then you actually get unlimited for arena. So it's if anything, you literally have more use of your classic gallery and more lineups that you're eligible to play than ever, because like literally unlimited.
Mm-hmm.
So we think that we supplemented the removal of like contender in a good way with arena, with daily, and then with challenger. And
Yeah.
if you look at challenger, like I do think like the essence distribution is pretty good as well, because you're pulling a card up to. Could you scroll down to
Yeah.
limited challenger real quick? I forget what the.
Did I go too far? No, here
No,
it is.
you're good. It's the one
Right
right.
here.
Yeah, so up to 300th you get a card. So it's like pretty solid, honestly, per game
Yeah.
week. And then up to 500th you're right off of a card. So I think like realistically, pretty much every challenger game week up to 300th or up
Mm-hmm.
to 500th you'll be able to craft. So
Okay.
I think that's a big like that's what some people are missing out on right now. And also you'll have 3 lineups, so the combination of all that essence, you'll definitely be able to craft at least 1 card per game week. So I
Okay.
think there is a lot to look forward to there. And also you have arenas, you have golden room arenas, things like that. So there's a ton of possibilities to earn essence, to craft cards, to earn cards, things like that.
Okay. Yeah, seeing some people too in the chat being just pointing out that it does cost essence to enter the arena cost, that they're not like a free one. So I do hear that. I just
That
wanted
is
to
very
point.
true. That is very true. You gotta use it as a I don't know, as access, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, I don't know. I felt like you guys kind of tipped your hat a little bit last season with the direction it was going, where like the focus is going to be the in season, and then I think for me as a player, what I will be focusing on with classic cards is like the MVP. That seems to be the cheat code, right? Like instead of maybe spend, again, this is just me talking about it, not financial advice or whatever, but like instead of spending the big dollars on like a Wembenyama in season, like sure you get an extra boost for that and everything, but maybe financially it makes a little bit more sense to get the classic, use that as your your one classic exemption card in the in season, and then build around with some of the other players. So and again, who knows? We'll see how the market reacts, because again, the auction system will be a little bit different this year because we'll be getting it sooner and maybe a little bit more of it at once. So I wonder if I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what the price points look like.
Yeah.
Which you can't speak. Well, go ahead. What were you going to say?
I can't really. I could guess what it'll look like, but I have a good understanding, I think. But what you said, yeah, that makes sense. But I'm also definitely going to get an in-season MVP. I just like, especially with NBA, where you kind of, especially some game weeks, you need 2 MVPs in a singular lineup.
Yeah.
It's going to be nice to be able to mix and match and have the ability to do that.
Okay. All right, John. I get okay, Moneybag John over there. He's like, yeah, go get in the auctions. I'll say it,
Everyone
guys.
needs 5 Jokic's. Everyone needs 20 of them. Come on.
So another, somebody who's Zumbi was saying, did we answer Halyard's question, which was, do we still have classic, contender, and champion lineups? The answer to that is no, right? That is now.
It's challenger, and then arenas, and then dailies.
Yep. Challengers and arenas. I'm also just going to remind you, as we saw David put a hashtag NBA is back. If you put that into the chat, you have a shot at winning some NBA tickets. Everybody except for one person in here that I saw in the chat is eligible to win tickets. So, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, that's fine. And if you do, then wink, wink, nudge, nudge, you're not going to win because I can control it. All right. We got Steven in here saying, we're getting a lot of questions about this. And I think this was something that people were wondering about. And then we saw what happened on the football side. So everybody kind of assumed that's what it would be like on the NBA side. Talk to us a little bit about Steven's question here, the 10x multiplier for past essence rather than 20x to match what it was worth last year. And just for real quick to let you know that in case you're just tuning in and you're not familiar, like if you saved essence from last year's NBA season, it does roll over, but the way that essence is like valued is different than what it was last year. So that's what people were asking about. So talk to us a little about
Yeah.
the 10x
So
versus 20x.
it's multiplied by 10 because honestly, for lack of better words, like the supply gets really tight. Like we can't do 20. We just like literally don't have the supply to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So soccer has that ability. Maybe it's because of more cards, more leagues, things like that nature. I know they have the different flavors of essence, so it gets a little complicated. But we
Okay.
just didn't have that luxury of being able to do 20x. We didn't like do anything maliciously. Like we wanted to come correct with everyone, and we thought like from our like supply that we have, 10x is like the medium of like good enough and like on both sides, if that makes sense. So it's good enough for you guys because like 10x is still pretty solid.
Right.
You have 500, you're looking to you'd get what 5 minutes after that, so it's not
Mm-hmm.
that bad. So I understand that that could be frustrating, but we'll have other avenues that you guys can earn essence.
Okay.
Like
Yeah. No,
like the wheel, like the wheel. I'll just
okay. Well,
straight up say it. Yeah, I'll
let's.
just
I'll be honest because I don't play in the football side of stuff. I've got a little bit of an idea of what streaks are, which is now being introduced to the NBA. Everyone seems to be rock hard for the wheel, and I'll be honest, I have no idea what it is. But I'm assuming you spin a thing and you see what you get.
yeah.
We've got like the game of Clue that we're talking about now too. So can you like introduce, in case there's dummies like me who only do basketball,
All right,
can you explain streaks to us?
I got it. Here's So Rare 101 real quick.
Oh, let's
Um,
go.
so the wheel, you get one daily ticket for free. You got to spin it,
Okay.
and there's things like you can win jerseys, you can win market credits, you can win essence, you can win cards, you can win um, NBA tickets.
Sick.
Sorry, football tickets. Uh, now you get one a day, but you also get them from uh, different like market place events. So we have a wheel one where in football where every bid you put in, you get an additional ticket. So I think it's just like it kind of itches that immediate gratification that we're
Mm-hmm.
lacking on So Rare, where it's like, oh, you set a lineup and now you have to wait. But the wheel does the complete opposite of that, where you get a ticket and you immediately get like the reward that you're looking for, and it scratches that itch that our other gameplay might not necessarily have. And also,
Okay.
it's very sticky. It keeps people on our website, and I mean, a daily check-in is always great. So it's great to have people just looking around. So it's way cooler than I just explained. I promise. And
Yeah.
once you see
Well,
once you get it, once
I
you
will say
spin it,
like,
you'll be like, okay, this is pretty cool. I like it.
yeah, I mean, everybody seems really excited about it who's played on the football side. Like, and everybody that I've talked to is like, oh, I hope that comes to NBA. So I'm curious. Talk to us a little bit about streaks. So this is
Yeah. This
yeah,
is
break this down
it's
for
probably
us.
my favorite. For limited rare players, this completely changes the game. And like I said earlier, it allows us to kind of cut the tail off of uh, the champion and contender gameplays and have higher amounts on the top positions, but also reward people for scoring good scores.
Okay.
So essentially, each game week, you'll submit 5 lineups and you'll have 5 chances at hitting each of these streaks. So the first one is 240. And then if you, let's say you score 250 the first game week with one of your 5 lineups, you get $5. And this is in champion. So the 240 has to be in champion. If you do that in contender, good for you. But each game week after that, you have to hit the next level. So let's say you hit 240. Next game week, I submit. I hit 260 points. I get $10. Game week after that, I hit 280. I get $50. Uh, Game week after that, I hit 300, 200. You get what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
And this goes on, and then it'll reset the moment that you do not hit an actual hot streak.
Okay.
So uh, essentially most people should be able to hit these lower $5 ones. And like I said, that'll supplement the tail end of these reward structures. And then we'll also have like a big event alongside NBA Cup where we'll turbocharge these.
Okay.
And for reference, football did 5x. So if we were to do 5x these hot streaks, that means rare champion. The fifth one would be $20,000, which would be uh,
Wow.
pretty solid to say the
That,
least.
yeah. Okay. We love that. We
Yeah,
love
so
that.
we'll be having something similar during NBA Cup, and we'll have more news about that in the coming days and weeks. And I think everyone should enjoy that as well.
All right, hell yeah. So if people have questions about any of the, like, a lot of John love in the chat, you love to see it. If people have questions about the hot streaks now too, because again, I wouldn't say I'm unfamiliar, but I've never participated in it. So maybe people who have on the football side have more specific questions. Definitely throw that into the chat now so we can hammer some of them. Anything else related to hot streaks that we should hit up here a little bit before we get into ceiling, which I think is a little bit more self-explanatory?
No, honestly, I think we'll have like a product marketing video about hot streaks, so it's a little bit clearer.
Okay.
We actually had two NBA players do like some lines for us for hot streaks, so it should be pretty cool, and I'm excited to show everyone. But yeah, it'll be pretty self-explanatory, and the good thing is like about the product right now is there's a lot of like when you have like the little eye circle, like
Mm-hmm.
the information circle around things. Uh, all of the hot streaks, all of ceiling like that will have that information circle that'll break everything down for you. So before you
Great.
do anything, you'll be able to be like, oh, this is what exactly this is, and this is what I'm am able to win from it, or this is what the benefit of ceiling is, something like that.
That's awesome. Okay. Let's so ceiling, for those that don't know, ceiling's in the football side of things too, right?
Yeah, it is. It started on MLB. This is
Okay.
like the brainchild of Damien, to be honest.
Yeah. So
This is his baby, so I can break it down for you pretty well.
the one thing I just wanted to, well, you know what, you break it down, then
No,
I'll
no, no.
ask the question. Go ahead.
Please, after you, please.
Well, so ceiling, just so people know, like it basically helps you level up your rewards. The more you seal, you get to like a certain tier. Your rewards get like X'd or multiplied a little bit. It's no brainer. I think this is one of the things, like when people are upset about the classic cards not maybe having the same utility that they once had. This is like this is at least how I interpreted it on the baseball side. I was like, this kind of creates like an artificial floor so much for the, I won't say artificial, a floor, so that people are like, okay, well, if it's going to be like a $1 floor or euro, what's up international, then you're just going to scoop a bunch of those up, so that way the next time you do hit in the champion contest, all of a sudden you're winning a little bit more because of what you've sealed up. The question that I saw though, did I hit that okay? Did I do that all right?
I
You're
don't think
muted. Oh,
I
there you
don't
go.
think I would say any of that, but that is like fair for you to say. I
Okay, what
think.
would you say that I didn't touch upon?
Well, just because like I work for the company, I can't really talk about like prices and stuff like
I
that. But
got you.
um, I would just say that it's like you said, that it's a booster for your rewards, and we wanted to find a way to uh, lower the sell pressure that these cards might have throughout the season
Mm-hmm.
without having like a burn mechanism. I don't think like the ethos of our product is like burning cards and getting rid of these collectibles. I don't think we necessarily aligned with that, but we did want a way to decrease the sell pressure. So with those two things, we kind of formed this, or Damien really, to be honest, formed this idea of sealing in your vault. And what it is you basically lock cards up for I think you could see unseal cards for 14 days,
Yeah.
one every 14 days. So you're really locking them up, but you get a huge boost on your rewards. It could go up to 20%, which is no joke. I mean, $1,000 quickly turns to 1,200.
Right.
If you're playing super rare, 4,000 turns to another 800. So pretty
Yeah.
solid.
One of the things I saw with people just saying, like, why is where did we land on 2 weeks for sealing? Was there a reason that we landed there versus, because I think, right, was it like 1 week in MLB, and I don't know what it is in
I think
football.
you can do one a day in MLB.
Okay.
I just think that was not enough.
Got you.
And then soccer did 2 weeks, and we're like, yeah, that makes sense. Like we should make it more of like a hard thought process for you to lock these cards up instead of necessarily trying to game the system and like locking one up and then unlocking it, using it.
Okay. Uh,
Um, so yeah, so I think people gained it, or like people will gain a pretty good multiplier on their winnings. I mean, if you have a full season or a full lineup of in-season uniques and you win the competition, that's 20 grand, and then you get another 20% on top of that, which is $24,000. I mean, in total, $24,000.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I ended up doing with baseball, where I just I scooped a ton of the classic ones that were at the floor and just locked it up, so I could get. I think I got up to like 8% or something, like nothing
Yeah,
crazy. But
it's going to be a little different. They're going to be scaled points wise, so like
okay,
based off the tiers.
yep,
The lower tier cards, like you're saying, the ones on the floor will be worth less when you're actually working towards your ceiling level or your vault level. And then like the Lucas of the world will be worth dramatically more than, let's say,
right.
a JT Thor. No hate on him.
That's some hate. That's some
Yeah,
hate. We're gonna
a little bit.
clip
A
this, send
little
it to his family.
bit. Send it to JT Thor's team.
Yeah, send it to his team. Put it on the bulletin board, baby. All right, yeah, I think the ceiling stuff is good. I am excited about that. Hamato Yoshi tuning in. I think he. I thought he missed this, but he didn't actually. He said, "So why did we do the Challenger 140 plus the MVP?" I forget about while people are demanding pure play. I'm not really interested in that part of the question, but like, I guess what I'm more interested in the limited conversation, the Challenger conversation in Classic is like why I like the 3 lineups versus 5 when we're doing 5. Is that have to do with like the prize pool and rewards, or like what was the thought streak behind there?
Yeah, I God damn it, I could like hear Damien saying it too, and I just totally am blanking on it. I don't have the right answer for that. I can put it in the Discord after once I
Okay.
get it. This is my one. I got to push back and be like, oh, I don't really know.
Yeah.
140 plus MVP. We just talked to a lot of people, and people seem to resonate with that idea. And also, it's just like it makes the players like Jalen Brunson and then like DeMar DeRozan and Kawhi Leonard. I know Kawhi had a low cap for a little bit last year, but it makes the guys with like the mid cap that you can't really play with more usable in these lineups now, because that
Okay.
extra 20 points really does work for you. So I think
Yeah.
we'll be seeing some pretty fun lineups.
All right, that's okay. That makes sense. That does make sense. And then it's less of like finding JT Thor so you can make the rest of your lineup work. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Well, I mean, I'm sure people will still be playing the likes of, I don't know, JT Thor. Again, we're just picking on this dude.
Yeah.
And like
Boy.
have like a Wemby, Giannis, Luca trio or something crazy like that.
Yeah. One of the other things that I noticed that was like a big change for this season was just, and I don't know how many people that's going to impact, but it's just the combination of the super rare and unique for you rich boys and girls out there. But yeah, super rare and unique. I saw you guys put that together. And obviously, like if you own unique cards, you're still going to be at a little bit more of an advantage. But like, what was the talk us through that a little bit, and I can scroll back up to that reward part so that we can see it.
Yeah. We over the offseason, soccer made the decision to combine the two competitions, and we had the ability to actually see how it played out before we pulled the trigger on anything. And I think that after an initial reaction where people could have been a little standoffish, that these people or these super rare unique managers are actually seeing the benefit of these gameplay competitions. I know Pranksy shared an example. We have a VIP channel of like he placed 12 spots down in a super rare competition, and he only made $80 more than his like third place. So I think he was like third place with like he used 2 classic cards, and then his all in season lineup was like 10 spots lower and made only $80 less than the third place
Okay.
finish, because he's using all in season uniques and things like that. So I think people are really going to see these multipliers, and they're going to be like, oh, wow, this is like insane. Once
Right.
that first winner has a full lineup of all uniques and he pulls in that $20,000, you know those screenshots are going to be going crazy.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to be hearing about it. They're going to be like, whoa, I just had the biggest win of my entire So Rare career. and I could do this once every game week if I am good at it. So we want to just mix things up a little bit, and I think that we wanted to make the competition a little more competitive. And I think now we'll be seeing uh, the best managers win, and when they end up having these uniques, they're going to be winning really, really big.
Yeah, no, I think that makes sense. One thing I'll point out that you don't have to speak to, but the thing that I kind of, again, as somebody who's not playing in it, but what I like about seeing this kind of combined a little bit is also it encourages laddering up a little bit. And selfishly, as someone who lives in the limited rare streets a little bit more than super rare, like I think if we ever saw something similar to that, I wonder if you see more people from limited slide into rare at some point. And I'm not saying combine both of those almost as like a separate thing, but always pro laddering up, you know?
For sure, yeah, I agree that. I mean, I think the best way to put it is like FOMO, or
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you let's say you come in first place and you're like, "Oh man, that's awesome." But if I just spent like that extra 5K or whatever it is on this unique version of this card, I would have pulled in an extra 5K and it would have been
Yeah.
paid off immediately already.
Right.
So I
Right.
think like even the winners, if you're not having a full unique lineup, you're going to be like, that stings a little bit.
Yeah.
So there is a interesting I don't know. Don't know what the word is. Dichotomy.
No,
That's
I get
the
what
word.
I get what I think you said it right with FOMO.
Yeah.
I wanted to go back to a couple of questions I missed, and I'll paraphrase first. Super Carl, he basically was like, "Did you guys think through streaks, or are you going to be broke by like November?" Like, and I guess what he meant, if like, you have a bunch of people hit the streak, will that shift stuff? Or I'm assuming you guys had talked through that.
Yeah. I mean, I have complete faith in our data team for forecasting these. What they definitely did is just looked at historical data of
Yeah.
lineups and what the average score was for these lineups, and then just made the actual limits based off of that. Um, so I have complete faith in the numbers. I know, like off of gut, you might be like, "Oh, that seems very doable,"
Hmm.
but I think that for a lot of people, it might be less doable. And
Yeah, and
then,
I'll just say I've seen some of your lineups, so I'm not really worried about everybody getting to the streaks. Okay, you guys tune into my show, and we all give each other bad advice, and nobody wins anything. So I'm not really worried about, except for maybe Super Carl. Super Carl's a sharp out there. I want to get to a couple other questions. I know you guys might be asking them over again. Like I saw our guy Victor is like, all right, he's not going to answer me on YouTube. Maybe I'll fire it into the Twitchies. So I know, like with the streaks, I'm the way I interpret it is we're not seeing daily because we have streaks. However, maybe we see daily in different forms when we get
yeah,
to
we
like,
have daily still. We have pickup.
oh,
Pickup is
pickup,
daily.
excuse me, pickup, but
Yeah, it's just
different than
its essence, yeah. But you can
right.
still craft a card pretty much. Can you go down or up to
Yeah.
a
So
daily one?
yeah. So all right, talk to us through daily, and then to just finish this question is uh like the special competitions.
Right
Like we
there.
know we got rid of underdog, but
Go down one. Sorry,
a down one.
right there. Up,
Right.
right there.
Oh, limited pickup. Sorry. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
there we
so
go.
you'll be able to first place will craft once a day, which is pretty good, and then the other ones get pretty damn close. So you'll have the ability to get cards almost daily on it too. So Essence really does allow us to do a lot more and have a lot of gameplay. Like we would love to have like a billion competitions, but it's just like we're limited by what we can do with our supply. We
Right.
cap it for a reason, and everyone agrees what these caps should look like. So it's just like our hands are bound. So we got to get creative sometimes, and I think we got really creative, and everything looks pretty solid.
Yeah. I know. That does make sense. With the so like, do you think will we see any sort of specials throughout the year? Like again, people mention underdog, East only, shit like that. Will we see anything like that, or do you think this season? And again, I'll paraphrase from a conversation that I've had offline with some of you guys, where it was like last year, or specifically with baseball, it's like, oh, we're going to try to do all of these things. And then this year, it feels more like, hey, we have a clear infrastructure of how this game is going to run, and we are going to crush it this way before introducing a bunch of new shit.
Yeah, I think it's what you said. We did get very like, what is it called? Scope creep, where like we just had too much, like we were too wide eyed for baseball. So it kind of some of the technical issues could have
Sure.
been avoided on that side. For NBA, it's kind of like, oh, we know exactly what we want it to look like, but we also do want to keep building on this game we love.
Mm-hmm.
and there's gonna be like I'm almost positive, maybe with the NBA Cup announcement, like a brand new game mode that we're gonna release that is I don't think like anything like we've really had previously.
Oh, cool. All right. So stay
Yeah.
tuned. The builders are building. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we're not done. I mean, the I sent in our Slack earlier like, "Oh, we just released the comms," but I have to do the Kobe meme where it's like, "The job ain't finished."
Yeah, you don't
It's
have to do
not
the
like
Kobe.
we got the Mamba mentality finally, and we're like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, this shit's not done. Not until the what is it? The Larry O'Brien, is that
The lob.
the lob like lifted?" So,
Speaking of Mamba mentality, I'm curious what mentality Napatalo's got going on right now. This is like the third mention of John's foot we've had so far. And I just want Napatalo, that's all behind the paywall. We'll be doing a lot of
yeah,
foot fetish stuff behind the paywall,
yeah.
but you have to sign up for the Patreon, which is johnsfeet.com. So go ahead, throw that into your Google. But yeah, I don't know if you're really like trying to hammer in a joke, seeing what's going on. You and Hamano seem like you're having a good time. But yeah, just save it for the paywall stuff. That's where the good stuff is happening. All right, we're talking to NBA Cup. Going to need special edition cards to enter. Jamie, I don't think
Yeah.
they've. Oh, go ahead. You were going to say. I was going
Well,
to.
shit. Yeah, yeah, you will.
Okay, yeah, I was going to massage that for you, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, oops. Yeah, you will. I think it'll be like more palatable than you think.
Yeah.
I don't want to like ruin the surprise or anything like that. So stay tuned, but it'll be good. Especially, it just makes it easier to do when we're gonna have multiplied hot streaks as well. It
Yeah.
just makes the decision more palatable. But
Well,
we'll have it. I think we're gonna be very fair. So you'll see.
one of the things I've noticed too with MLB this year is the ability to craft special edition ones, and I think that's pretty cool. Like I think having that option as we get closer is pretty good. All right, Amato, I'm bored with you, bro. You're gonna come better with comments. I'm bored. I'm bored with this. You've had one lane this entire time. I want you to switch your game up a little bit, get a little bit more flexible, get creative, maybe take a creative writing class. And then when you come back, maybe the second week of the NBA season, we can go back and forth a little bit. But you're putting me to sleep, Hamato. All right. And I can do that because I don't work for So Rare. All right. So I'm allowed to. Actually, you know what we'll also do? We'll do one of these. Let's do a mental health check, which again, I don't know if we're allowed to do this on the So Rare channel, but we'll just apologize after.
We can't go down this road. We can't talk about like how you need to have had sex in order to have responsibility. I just think it changes you, I think it changes you.
There you go. There you go. No more feedback from the virgins. Sorry, Nico and Damien. Apologies. All right. Anything else from these announcements you think that we like really need? I'm sorry, John. I mean, that we like really needed to break down. I feel like we've covered most of it with the. Yeah, no, we're not doing the airdrops one. We're not doing the airdrops one. I thought we covered most of it here as we get closer to the NBA season. I think, I guess I'll summarize the stuff that I'm excited about. Love that we're seeing the auctions happen earlier because that's the thing that stresses me out the most is trying to figure out all that out a week in advance. And I like the ability to kind of build some momentum on it. And I will say, assuming that we're still going to be doing this weekly NBA show on this channel, we'll have some fun stuff around like the beginning of auctions. We'll go live for all that stuff, and you can watch me spend money in real time. I will be losing it, but it's just from my bank account. So we'll be doing that stuff. But anyways, I think that is great. I love the prize pool. I think that's very exciting. And then I'm curious. Instead of making it being negative, I'm curious about what classic cards and sentiment looks like as we get later into the season. But what else you got? Anything else that we need to hit here?
No, we still got new stuff and a little fun stuff up our sleeves. So keep an eye out, and we'll be back.
We'll be back. That's nice. We'll be back is nice.
Yeah.
Chat, last chance to put in something. If you have last minute questions, we're going to wrap here in a couple minutes. I got to get John out of here. We talked about the classic competition, the limited contender stuff that we'll look at that here. Challenger, excuse me. So you can see there's still some cards and some essence available, some big time essence there. When you see 1600 is pretty juicy. So that's fun. So it's still in there. It just looks a little bit different. People are talking about why did we go 4-1 on super rare unique instead of keeping it 2-3 like last year? I don't know if that's something. No,
No,
me neither. All right.
it's I just think that we crunched the data and that there was room for us to move it to 4 to realistically. Like, I'm not going to beat around the bush. It's just like better for us, like as a company. And I think for the money we're putting in, it makes sense. And the supply allows it.
Yeah.
It's really been my answer for a lot of it is like supply. But it's true. Like we cap the amount of mints we have. So supply is definitely at the top of our mind.
Okay, that's fair. Guys, just a reminder, we got 38 entrants so far. Like the stream, subscribe to the channel, put hashtag NBA is back. We're going to give away NBA tickets here in a second. No commons, right? Do we still have a common player? Or is that just in the daily?
No, we do have common. I'm just releasing the blog in a little bit.
Okay. So
the guy that is talking about my feet just said the community management is a disaster. What the heck? Because I wouldn't show my feet.
Yeah, no, don't you got to show your feet. Hamado, I'll answer this for you. I think if you've been paying attention to what's been happening in So Rare for the last couple of seasons, specifically in basketball, you kind of go into it knowing that the main prize pool and the main game is the in-season game. And so you were buying those game pieces to win stuff in that season, and that is hopefully supposed to soften the blow a little bit towards the end of the season when the cards eventually go down. There's going to be opportunities to use the classic cards, but I think people are assuming, hey, if I spent X amount of dollars last season, I should be able to get the same input and value out of them the following season. And that's just, if you are thinking that, it just means you haven't been paying attention. And I'm not, and like that. That's just, and again, that's just me saying that as somebody who plays the game. Like, I'm well aware that my classic cards outside of my MVPs, I'm probably not going to be using a ton outside of clicking some buttons right before lock to get some of that stuff in to try to win some essence. So, anyways, that's my take on that.
Arenas, there's one more thing. Underdog, we have Arena 75, which is like the same thing as Underdog. So,
okay,
if you're looking for that like low cap gameplay, it's right there.
Yeah. And yeah, ceiling bumps the money a little bit. Ian, the trip in Ireland was dope. I had lots of Ginai. Is that how you say it? Plural? Ginai. People are asking about Solana, and I promise you, if that is happening, they won't be telling me. It won't be a conversation with me. They will have someone way more crypto-versed than me. John, I'm going to get you out of here like promised, and then what I will do is let's do the giveaway. Let's do the giveaway before you get it.
Do it.
So
I want to see this.
These are the first 2 NBA tickets that we are giving away. If you win, you're going to hit John up or myself, one of us, so we can connect you and then get you some tickets to start the season. Let's see who it's going to be. Sun Media.
Wow.
Sun mainstream media. Sun Media, do me a favor. John, how do you want them to reach out?
I think that you should just DM you maybe. Do you know Sun Media or no?
I don't know Sun Media, but Sun Media, you can DM me at Mike Zakarian. I'll put it in
the Discord and send me a message.
Yeah, or just bug
John. I don't know how
John.
you'll prove that it's actually you, but
yeah,
we'll figure it out.
Oh, we'll do it because if I get people tried to scam me last time, put them on blast. Yeah, you were close on 3.
At you.
John, let me get you out of here. I'm just gonna clean up a couple of business things here on the basketball side for them, and then
yeah.
Right. I'm going to do some more videos. No, I'm going to get you out of here because I know you had a hard out. But, John, as always, dude, appreciate you coming on and answering the tough questions, bro, about your feet.
Man. I'll for real. I'll come back on probably around launch if you want to chat, and we'll do some scouting on the market, and we'll set some damn lineups.
Yeah, we're going to do. We'll get you on a live before lock, John.
Yeah, let's do it. That'll be awesome.
All right, let's get John out of here. John, thank you so much, man. I always appreciate it. Congrats to Sun Media. Hit us up. All right. See you later, John. Real quick, I just wanted to tell you guys, I mentioned that we're doing this show. I think we'll do this once a week. I don't know what day yet. Most likely it'll replace the Wednesday show where we'll just talk all things So Rare. But I want to plug a couple of other things. We're going to be doing a live before lock show as well, if you haven't checked that out. So every Monday and every Friday, 2 hours before the game week locks, we're going to go down. We're going to be using our buddy Billy Jackson's top tier projections, breaking down the slate. We're giving away rare tier cards. We're having a good time. We're yelling at people like Hamato and Napolito talking about John's feet. We do lots of fun stuff like that. And then we'll make fun of Dream Shaker too as well. But if you haven't checked that out yet, you go subscribe to Elite Fantasy Sports. I'll reply in the, or let me just drop the link here in the chat. Go subscribe there and check that out. But yeah, we're going to do that every Monday and Friday. And one more thing to plug, on our channel, we'll be doing the NBA bit. We're doing the first day of the NBA season. We are doing an 8-hour show from noon Eastern to the start of the very first basketball game. We're having people come on from Bleacher Report, Yahoo, The Ringer, guests coming on to talk hoops. We're going to be giving away straight cash. We got like $200 we're giving away. We're going to be giving away So Rare cards. That show is going to end with the first live before lock. So it's going to be a really good time. Very excited about it. So make sure you come hang out. And then I know I was kidding with the motto and Napolito. If you guys keep the feedback coming. If you guys have frustrations or whatever, or positive stuff too, keep it coming, and we'll continue to funnel it to them, because I don't know. I'm excited about the prize pools. I'll be honest. I'm excited about the prize pools, but I'm also a little bit nervous of the classic stuff. So we'll have to. We can enjoy this journey together. All right, let's call it there. I hope everybody has a great weekend. If you were staying up internationally, staying up late for all of this stuff, thanks for doing that. Jamie in the chat talking about the Ryder Cup. How dare you, dude? How dare you? Our guy, what's his name? Justin Thomas. Somebody Thomas is having a tough day today. He's having a tough day. Also, I'm having a tough day. I'm coughing my ass off. All right, let's call it there. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you guys have a great weekend. We will see you next week. Good luck in the baseball streets, and get ready from some So Rare NBA. Ba, 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 ba.